Pospisilova is one of the vets amongst that youth. And then on the Penn State side, really, you think the Lady Lions over the past couple of years, you instantly think McKenna Marisa. She has been excellent once again this season, averaging about 18 points per game. This should be a fun one, an interesting matchup in the heart of January. Our officials today, Felicia Grinter, Maggie Tiemann, and Kelsey Reynolds. Penn State leading the all-time series history 33-17. And the 51st meeting taking place today. Wisconsin's won 3 of the last 4. And off we go from State College, an instant battle on the floor. Both of these teams play hard. They want to clean things up today, though.
I like the feistiness right there. It's like 2 loose basketballs and 4 bodies hit the deck right after that jump ball. So this is going to be a highly contested game, a lot of grit. As we said, both teams want to get out of the gates quickly, but they both have to take good care of the basketball, and that's something that both teams have struggled with as well.
Right away, the energy high. Another battle, this one going back to the Badgers. The vibes were high at shoot-around today as well, especially on the Penn State side. They were energetic, as always, under their coach, Carolyn Keeger.
Carolyn Keeger says if you're juiceless, you're useless. So you gotta have some juice in here. I don't care if it's a shooting practice, regular practice a couple of days before a game, or during the game. You gotta bring your energy. McKenna Marisa likes to say the word lions and juice are probably the two most utilized words around these parts. Yes.
Shot clock getting down on the Badgers now. Pospisilova kicks it over, and that ball tapped out of bounds with just 2 seconds on the shot clock. Carolyn Keeger, her team 11-8 on the season, 2-6 in conference play, coming off a 8-point loss to Minnesota. Would love to get back on track today and hope to snap a current 3-game losing streak.
Said being at home would be a key as well because of that good energy. They can't give up those easy paint points on those inbounds plays.
Maddie Wilkie breaks the scoring seal, but as per usual, McKenna Marisa answers right back from deep.
McKenna Marisa will make you pay if you don't close out and disrupt her catch. Now Penn State can get into their 1-2-2. And Carolyn Keeger said they're going to mix up some things defensively, and that's part of it.
And there is the head coach on the opposite side, Marissa Mosley, her second season building up this Wisconsin program. Began the season with 7 true freshmen on the roster. So it's a young team, and they're heading in a good direction. Also coming off a close loss. Open 3 for Wilkie, but well long there. And the board to Pinto.
Penn State was in a 3-2 zone on that defensive possession, so they're going to show a variety of looks on that side of the floor.
Pinto's pass picked off, well read by Pospisilova, and then she leads it ahead, but a rejection at the opposite end from one of the Big Ten's best defenders, Leilani Kapanis.
Oh my goodness. You've got to take it into the body of Kapanis, or she's going to send it back. Oh my, look at this timing of this block, all ball. Fantastic anticipation skills and no foul with the body.
Well, Wisconsin able to get a bucket out of that possession. Either way, it's a triple coming from one of their vets, Avery LaBarbera. She's a newcomer, grad transfer from Holy Cross, where she spent the last 4 years. Had an excellent career there.
They won a championship
Yep.
there, so she knows how to win.
Asia Cash battling on the glass there, and that leads us into Christie's Keys.
Well, for Wisconsin, transition defense, they have to get back, and they have to find McKenna Marisa in particular and limit the turnovers. Wisconsin has struggled with that mightily. If they have more than 20 turnovers, they are not getting the job done. Penn State, they need 20 or more assists. And as I said, they're going to have a defensive variety of schemes that they're going to throw out, whether it be different looks in their press or different looks in their quarter court. They may or may not trap in the short corner in their zones. They may go man-to-man. So they're just trying to keep Wisconsin off balance because Wisconsin, they have more size in there, so they're going to try to clog that paint.
That's an advantage they pointed out. Speaking of the paint, Pospisilova gets right to the lane, and an easy deuce to give Wisconsin a 10-3 start on the road.
Well, it's been a great, strong start. We said that whoever gets that fast start needs to hold on to it, but right now it's all in Wisconsin's favor. Pospisilova right there with the finish in transition.
For the biggest Big Ten experience, there's no plus like home. The Big Ten Plus app, powered by Big Ten Network. Download and subscribe now.
I need to get my face painted like that before I go.
We should have done that before we went on camera.
It's a butterfly. No, it's all about the butterfly. I love it. It's so sweet. Oh.
Young Lady Lions fans pumped up. It's a hot start for Marissa Mosley's team. She told us the veterans need to be involved early. Avery LaBarbera, a grad transfer, has a couple of threes.
Talking about the size differential that Wisconsin has, that advantage in the paint, but LaBarbera, she's going to find herself out there to knock in those threes because Penn State is packing the paint.
Fouls on number 3, Brooke Schrammick.
Well, Marissa Mosley also told us she needs Brooke Schrammick to stay out of foul trouble. That's been an issue for Schrammick, who's been really good offensively of late.
Number 20,
4 straight games in double figures. Speaking of being good offensively, McKenna Marisa will head to the free throw line here.
And that was the first thing Coach told us at practice.
Yep.
When you ask about her, that was the first thing that she said. So obviously a concern. She needs to have that experience on the floor, as you said, and it makes a world of difference when you can stick with your rotational minutes and not have to settle for rotating before you want to.
Chesky the steal, Marisa the 3. Board from Kapanis. Looks like we're headed the other way after a foul underneath the rim. Mosley also said she was expecting that press, and she got it there, and seeing it once again. They will press for a full 40 if it isn't being broken.
Yeah, this time they've pushed all the way up. They've been in a 1-2-2. But last time it was 3-quarter court. And now this time on a dead ball, they're trapping on that first pass.
See if this young Badger team can handle it. Able to break it across the half-court line this time. We do have 2 veteran ball handlers in right now in Pospisilova and LaBarbera. That certainly helps. Pospisilova turns the corner, kicks it out. Open 3 goes down for Schrammick. That's why they need her on the floor and staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah, she had a fantastic game against Indiana last Sunday, had 13 points and 6 boards, so it's not just her scoring ability that stands out for Wisconsin. She can also board as well.
Had 4 assists in that game, too. Rising, firing. That time, Taniyah Thompson couldn't get the jumper to go. She's another transfer from East Carolina. Cross-court feed, well read. Marisa with her eyes up now. A 2-on-1 for the Lady Lions. And this time Thompson's able to finish.
Nice job by Thompson to fill the lane on the weak side and get an easy bucket. She was the practice player of the day for her efforts in practice yesterday. And I love that they award that on a daily basis and makes you stay focused and locked in.
Meanwhile, the Badgers are off to a 4 of 5 start from deep, and it's propelled an early 9-point lead. Carolyn Giger, head coach for Penn State, told us yesterday was their best practice maybe of the season when it comes to passing the ball and distribution. They want more of that. Tried to answer, couldn't, but Janasia Cash with the offensive board to reset things.
That's why they said plus 20 assists, and there's the extra pass up top.
There's the 3rd time with charm here. Kapanis, well short. That's going back to Wisconsin.
Number 1.
They had the opportunities, just didn't get the ball in the basket. But look at the deflections by Penn State. Their energy is great on the defensive end, and it pays off. They just have to be able to knock in those shots, and Pospisilova nailing a triple for Wisconsin, who has gotten out of the gates quickly, knocking down 4 of their 5 threes so far here in the first quarter.
Lusinger comes in on the Wisconsin side. Couple of changes for Penn State as well. Camden defending tightly. She just checked in and forced a turnover. Now Camden triggers a tray. Bit strong. Offensive board by Allie Brigham. Penn State good on the glass early. That time a second chance bucket.
That was tough, staunch defense. Trapping in the coffin corner just over half court, so now you have 2 extra defenders, the backcourt and the sideline. Nicely executed defensively by Penn State.
Penn State had 18 steals in that loss to Minnesota. However, lost the game, which isn't something you hear a lot. The issue was actually converting off those turnovers. They're starting to do it here.
Yeah, Coach Keeger said, hey, we had those 18 steals, but we didn't pay it off on the other side. But right here, you have 2 on the ball, 2 people, 1 pass away, scrapping and grinding through the mud. And then another trap right here, deflections and steals, but pay it off on the other side. Coach Keeger said, we can't not do that. We've got to get those steals, but we have to finish and take it to the rim.
Marisa, nice pass down low to Brigham with a second advantage. And back to that bucket, Riley Brigham.
Catch and score in the paint. Brigham making it look easy on that left block.
Nearly another turnover. Poked away, battle on the ground. It is a turnover. Back come the Lady Lions again. Marisa Chesky, who's playing very well lately, drains a short-range jumper. What was a 9-point lead just a few moments ago is now a 3-point edge off a 6-0 run for Penn State.
This defense for Penn State has been dialed up and locked in. Look at the deflections. I mean, we should have known from the jump ball and the two scrums right after that this was going to be a feisty contest. Penn State now getting the steal and the score.
4 turnovers for Wisconsin over the last nearly 3 minutes. Our State of Success is brought to you by State Farm. See the Big Ten steals leaders this season. Leilani Kapanis on Penn State leads the conference in steals, by the way. She's a key reason for that big number. Ohio State, of course, undefeated on the season, atop the Big Ten in that category.
They're top of the country, sitting at number 2 in the latest AP poll. Kevin McGuff and his crew have got things rolling in the absence of J.C. Sheldon, who's injured. Madison Green only played 12 games this year as well. Sheldon only played 5 games, but still they are clicking because the culture of Kevin McGuff.
We'll just keep on winning. Big game against Iowa coming up tomorrow. Pospisilova able to break the press that was giving the Badgers trouble. A second chance opportunity for Sarah Williams. She's harassed in the paint. Still battling. Ultimately, Pospisilova able to get that to go.
Pospisilova has put in a lot of time to become a more skilled 3-level player. And you saw her come down, stop and pop, even though she missed it. She wasn't comfortable with doing that last season.
Christy, ready for us to feel old? She's the only player born in the 90s on Wisconsin.
Feel old? We're out here. This is hoops.
Well, yeah.
That's a never for me.
Down low, Sarah Williams able to finish. Seven-point lead for the Badgers, led by as much as 9. Penn State with an answer prior to that last time out. Marisa had enough space to knock that down. It's going to be an over-the-back call on Camden.
Marisa decided to go for that 3, even though Penn State got the switch they wanted. She had Williamson on her and probably could have tried to take her to the rack, but pulled up for the 3. But you have to recognize when you have a mismatch, see what you can do to attack it.
Penn State team has been doing that all season, continuing to force turnovers as Taniyah Copeland can hold on. That's another one racking up now for Coach Mosley's team.
I'm glad she held on enough for it not to bop me in the forehead, because it was coming right over here.
Starting to gear up for it.
I closed my eyes, so.
This could be a scrappy matchup, so we should be ready all evening as Leilani Kapanis goes up strong and draws a foul. A couple of free throws coming up.
Fouls on number 15, Taniyah Copeland. Her first.
Well, for this Wisconsin team, they struggled when they played Maryland recently. Coach Mosley told us, she said, that first quarter, it really affected us. It sped us up. We turned it over, but we calmed down the final 3 quarters of that game and found how to break the press. So she thought that the success of doing that in 3 quarters of that game against Maryland will serve them well today, because they press the same way in a 1-2-2 setting.
She wants the pillars of this Wisconsin program to be integrity and selflessness and communication. But turnovers, again, the communication side of things, a bit of a struggle early here. They're going to bring back in a veteran in Avery LaBarbera to try to calm that down. They're also going to bring in Pospisilova, again, the 2 primary kind of veteran ball handlers coming back in to try to break the press. But this will be Penn State basketball.
You just have to take care of the basketball. And it's easier said than done, but when you have a team like Penn State who's going to be in those passing lanes, utilizing ball fakes in your press offense to shift and move and open the floor will help you out.
Kapanis opts to drive. Nice move at the rim, but the finish wasn't in store. Early 5-point lead for Wisconsin. They whip it down low inside. Williams goes up strong. Couple of free throws ahead.
Fouls on number 24.
It was a nice look.
Williamson, her first.
Down inside, Williamson holding her seal. They were working on actions like that. We were talking about the size advantage that Wisconsin holds. They're looking to exploit that weak side help defense by Penn State.
Sarah Williams at the line has maybe been a pleasant surprise for the Badgers. Had a 31-point game earlier this season against Michigan State.
There's a flare screen by Penn State looking to open up that elbow area. They had Kapanis coming up on the rise action. She just came right over to replace. Wisconsin sticking with their man-to-man defense so far in this first half. But they switch. They switch a lot, and they had a miscommunication on that switch.
And it led to a Kapanis three to pull Penn State back within 4.
Well, if you're going to switch, you better do it quickly, and you better communicate it. You're going to get a shot like that going down for Penn State here at home.
Off the extra feed, LaBarbera wants her 3rd three of the evening. Couldn't find it. Rebound, though. Second chance opportunity didn't go. And then Marisa was fouled.
Fouls on number 25, Sarah Williams, her first.
See, here's the miscommunication defensively, and you see what happens when you leave Kapanis wide open for a triple. She's going to make you pay, but on defense, if you're switching 1 through 5 or 1 through 3, you've got to talk about that and have like a bump action where you kind of hand each other off on those switches, but that was so much space. Kapanis had it free and easy from 3-point range.
That'll be a turnover. They'll say Marisa stepped out of bounds before that pass. Shot clock off now for Wisconsin. Hasn't been a guarantee, though, to get it up the floor.
There's that trap again. Penn State has been really good at run jumping those traps.
Drive here from Schrammick. Ball tapped out of bounds as the clock is down to just 1 second left on the quarter now.
Well, I like the defensive energy so far from Penn State. Coach Keeger said they were going to mix it up. We've seen a couple of different defensive schemes. Trying to keep Wisconsin off balance, but Wisconsin still holds the lead.
This turns into an open three for Chesky. She got that off in time and knocked it down. There was just 1 second left on the first quarter clock, and Penn State made the most out of it.
In the first quarter of the score, Wisconsin 22, Penn State.
Well, how do you like that? Chesky right here on the catch. Didn't have much time. Got those 10 toes down and let that three fly. Oh, all net here at home at the Bryce Jordan Center.
Welcome back. 1-point edge for Wisconsin. Well, Christy, fans in the stadium just won T-shirts because of the 5 steals so far for Penn State.
And hey, we need one too because, look, I love great defense. Look where Penn State is. They have you hemmed in right there in that coffin corner. They are in the passing lanes. They are getting down and dirty. They are getting steals and scores right now. And they average, like we said, 12.6 steals per contest. So they're going to be flying around. But the key today will be paying it off on the offensive side.
It was the 3-point line that got Wisconsin off to a hot start. Then Penn State's defense really settled in. Shea Chesky knocked down a big 3 to close out that opening quarter.
And Wisconsin 4 of 7 from 3 in that first quarter. even with the size advantage inside, but they were able to get kickouts against the couple of zone looks that Penn State showed them. They were in a 3-2 zone. They showed a 2-3. And now they're trying to get set up into their press again of 1-2-2.
Carolyn Keeger wanted more points off those turnovers. She got it in the first quarter from her team. Sarah Williams couldn't make the catch down low because the foul. Looks like they got Chesky.
Bounce pass into the post. I'm telling you, I mean, I played down in there, and it's hard to catch a pass that's in the air because you're trying to hold your spot and seal your defender and keep him behind you, so you don't want to leave that to go get the ball. But if you send the ball right in, you can lock in and hold your position inside and then go to work.
Even against a smaller player like Chesky defending there?
Absolutely, even more so. You just take them deeper into the paint and then catch and shoot.
Maurice's pull up, couldn't quite get the roll. Now Wisconsin able to break it, but again leads to another turnover. They just continue to pile up. That's the 9th of the evening so far for the Badgers.
And Marissa Mosby right there had both her hands pressing to the ground, like settle down. Like they didn't need that pass at that juncture.
A little escape there, unscathed, after a return of the favor from Penn State.
And then Carolyn Keeger had her hands going the other way to the sky. Like, what was that? What are we doing? So we've seen it both ways. Pushing the floor down for Wisconsin and kind of raising it up for Coach Keeger and Penn State.
Now Coach Keeger's squad gets it back. Both coaches kind of said similar things at Big Ten Media Days. If you go all the way back then with young teams, you kind of don't know what you don't know at times. You have to work on the fly with that and develop in those small areas that win you games.
Right, Coach Mosby said if we were playing like we're playing now at the beginning of the year, she was like, but every coach says that, right? This is when you start to mesh and come together.
Well, an excellent job on the offensive glass there from Williamson. Now Kapanis tried to wrap around a feed. She did. Williamson couldn't finish. Sarah Williams with the rebound.
That was a good look. She's got to complete those kinds of plays right there in the paint.
Ceramic does complete it at the opposite end. First bucket of the second quarter. Both teams picking up the pace a little now. Spicialova, an easy rebound. Sarah Williams again, bright future for the freshman. Mentioned she had that 31-point game against Michigan State. That was a win for Wisconsin earlier this month and a big road to win. Tail end of back-to-back Big Ten wins for them. Just a matter of doing things like that more consistently. And remember, that's a Michigan State team that's beaten Indiana this year.
Absolutely. And you're talking about Williams and how she had those 31 points. She also had 13 rebounds.
Yeah.
And she's only the third player in several seasons to score more than 30 points and have more than 10 boards. And the upside, like you said, I mean, she's a baby. She's a puppy. But just to be able to have that kind of confidence and knowing what she can do. And her experience will make that even more consistent for her.
Sarah Stapleton, a veteran, just checked in for her. Stapleton playing in just her second game of the season after dealing with an injury. Now she has the task of defending Brigham.
Yeah, she had her left knee scoped. There are no minutes restrictions, although she played about 10 minutes in their last game. But Coach Mosby said it would just be a read on how she feels out there, mostly with her stamina, not necessarily pain-driven. So it's something to keep an eye on. You see the brace on her left leg.
Replacing Taniyah Thompson. Thompson.
Great to have her back in their lineup. Started 11 games last season. See if she can help protect the paint against this Penn State team.
Yeah, and another player inside that gives you a presence defensively and on the glass.
That ball is tapped away and by Rara and off the hand there of Chesky. So Wisconsin will get this back.
Well, it happened right in front of the Wisconsin bench, and all of them are making the call as well.
Joining in our officiating crew. Stapleton just talked about her. Couldn't knock down the 18-footer. Now Penn State looking to push.
Stapleton can hit that shot, and then a foul was called. Penn State was trying to set that drag screen in transition, but you have to be solid and in position and standing still. You can't be leaning out of your cylinder at the point of contact.
Penn State still yet to score in this quarter. That was after finishing the first quarter in a flourish. Knocking down the three was Chesky, but haven't had a bucket since then. And turnovers involved. Meanwhile, Wisconsin settled down nicely against the press. Stapleton secured her own rebound and then found the second chance opportunity.
It makes it easy, and I think what Coach Mosley was saying about how they handled that pressure against Maryland, I think you're really seeing them find the pockets of opportunity in their press offense and getting it down quickly to Stapleton in the paint to finish on the back end of it.
We thought this could be a close one. Both teams battling each other tightly early on. Marisa, nice drive. She's coming off 25 points and lost to Minnesota. 32nd 20-plus point game of her excellent career.
Now, she's also student teaching at a local elementary school, and she has some of her kids at the game today. I'm sure they're all cheering for that one.
They love that. Oftentimes when she's taking free throws or knocking down shots like that, she'll go to hear specific voices of the kids that she teaches.
That's so funny. She said, yeah, I heard Richard one time as a foul was called, and right there. But it was so funny that Coach Keeger was telling us when she's on the free throw line, when McKenna Marisa's on the free throw line, she hears the kids saying, "Let's go, Miss Kenna, let's go." And she missed one of the free throws because she was trying to figure out which student it was that was cheering for her. And then Coach Keeger said, okay, we need not have the elementary kids cheering for you if you're going to miss your free throw because you're not focused. But I think it's so cute. And then on the court, she has a teacher's voice with her teammates, the way she instructs them as a leader of the squad.
Williamson, a nice fast break finish. That gets Penn State back on track to tie up this game at 26 apiece. And Marisa, an elementary education major, playing a lot of minutes today. That's a turnover on the Badgers. All knotted up at 26 apiece. McKenna Marisa trying to lead this Penn State team to a win, hoping to snap a losing streak today. Look at some of the news and notes around the conference. We talked about that Buckeye team earlier in the broadcast. Best start in school history. They just keep on rolling despite the injury. Some history at Indiana. Maryland's coming off a win over Wisconsin. Continuing to stay in the AP poll, second longest active streak.
Yeah, Maryland beat Nebraska today after Nebraska had beaten them earlier in the season. So congrats to Terry Morin. What a fantastic job she's done there at Indiana over the years. We already discussed Ohio State and just their dominance right now throughout the league, but also in the country. 19 dub chains for the Buckeyes.
That Indiana-Michigan game coming up on Monday. You'll be on the call for that one, Christy, as Williamson's layup doesn't go. Second chance opportunity, leads to a couple of free throws. That game is now scheduled for 8:15 Eastern Time, and will start on FS2 and join in progress on Big Ten Network at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So again, Indiana and Michigan really going to match up tomorrow night. That's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a great one. Two of the best defensive teams, not only in the Big Ten, because Indiana's #1 in defensive numbers, and then right behind them is Michigan in terms of points allowed. So Indiana, if I'm not mistaken, is about 57.8 points that they give up to opponents, and Michigan is right around 60. So it'll be a really good battle on the defensive side for sure.
We've had a good battle here in State College. Just 2 points separating the Lady Lions and the Badgers. breaking the press or not breaking the press has really separated the Wisconsin scoring in this game so far. That jumper able to tie the game from LaBarbera.
And here's some zone by Wisconsin. They had been in their man-to-man for most of this first half, and they were switching, but now you see them bumping off. They're not rotating quickly enough. If you're going to zone it, you got to move when that ball is in the air. And Wisconsin's defensive numbers, since we were just talking about the two top teams, Wisconsin's numbers are the lowest in terms of points allowed.
Taniyah Thompson made the Badgers pay on that last possession for not rotating. Here she comes with the basketball. Really 4 out of the 5 on the floor right now for Penn State. Can knock down that three-point shot pretty consistently. Marisa kicks it out. Chesky already has 1 3. Camden tries a tray. And board to LaBarbera. Chesky trying to track her down.
Chesky was coming, wasn't she? She was trying to hit it from behind.
Pospisilova snaking her way into the paint. Marisa the rebound.
Here's that transition defense to see if Wisconsin gets set. Well, that was one of the keys for Wisconsin to get back, especially with McKenna Marisa getting downhill like that. It's not just her three-point scoring prowess in transition. She likes to get downhill and get those wheels turned over, get to the basket.
Thompson wants another 3. Got it!
3 points, Taniyah Thompson.
Taniyah Thompson just so tough right there. And that's the second or third time out of an inbounds play that Penn State has been able to execute for a 3.
Largest lead for the Lady Lions after they went down 10-3 early in this game. Answered back with a run. Now have a 6-point edge. A block from Williamson. Stapleton with a size advantage. Couldn't convert. Marisa trying to push. Running there. Now a near turnover. This ball will go out of bounds.
Stapleton was back here. She had a flat tire. She was trying to push her heel back into her shoe, and that ball almost came right to her. You see Stapleton going up for the shot, and then she felt her shoe. She's like, oh, Lord, my shoe is coming off. And then the loose ball almost came right to her. She would have been in a great cherry-picking situation had it gotten to her.
Nearly a fortuitous spot for Stapleton. Now almost like a defensive back. Pospisilova was getting back and tapping that ball out of bounds.
That was probably one of the top things on the board. Was getting back, no fast break points, or limit the fast break points of Penn State. They have to get up and down the floor.
Fouls on number 5, Julie Pospisilova.
That foul called on Pospisilova. Carolyn Keeger, the head coach for Penn State, walks right over to us prior to shoot-around today and said, we're teaching them how to win. And I feel like that kind of resembles the mentality of both of these teams in the bigger picture right now, growing towards the future and building that foundation of how to win. And it's little plays like that that separate you in a matchup.
Well, there's no match for experience, right? You have to be put in the situations and have the experience on how to get it done and how to handle adversity.
Stapleton, she's one player that's experienced, but she'd love to have that one back. It remains a 7-point game.
She took her time, but I don't think that was the way to do that one. Take it straight up.
Here in the final 90 seconds of this opening half. Penn State closed out the first quarter on a high note. Can they close out the second on a high note as well? Williamson over Stapleton. Barbara gets it up the floor cleanly for Wisconsin. Pospisilova wanted a foul call. Didn't get one. And that's went off a Penn State hand.
Again, I mean, there have been so many deflections, and that's something you're not going to see on the stat sheet or the box score that we have. But trust and believe, Coach Keeger is keeping track of how many deflections her team creates and how they want to be disruptive in that way.
Steady on the glass, too. Board pulled in by Aisha Dia. And in the final minute now. Marisa couldn't handle that. Taken away, and now Maddie Wilkie would lead the break up to LaBarbera. As easy of a finish as the Badgers will find this evening to pull within 5.
Nice defensive play there by Wisconsin, and both teams, they look steady with their defensive effort. Now they're back to man-to-man. You see LaBarbera communicating that to her teammates.
Marisa got enough space behind that screen. All of a sudden, this feels like a big possession for Wisconsin here with the shot clock off.
Don't usually play McKenna Marisa going under the screen. LaBarbera was lucky that she didn't knock that in.
Spichalova wants a screen with 4 seconds. Offensive foul called, though. And 3.2 left on the clock for the Lady Lions.
That screen came up. You have to let the defender come to you, but boom, she went to go meet the defender, and that's why she was called for the illegal screen.
So remember, end of the first quarter, it was Kaplinis inbounding. They bring her in to do that. All they needed was 1 second at the end of the first quarter for Chesky to knock down that 3. See if they do something similar here. They do get it to Chesky with 2 seconds. Chesky to the rim, got it off in time. Couldn't quite replicate the success she had at the end of the first quarter. Nonetheless, her team is up by 5 at the break. It's the halftime here in Happy Valley. Again, our score, Penn State up by 5. We'll get Steph White's take on the top moments of the season so far when we return. Plus, Christy and I will recap the opening half.
Hi, I'm Stephanie White, and welcome to the second edition of Steph's Take. Today I want to take a look at the top Big Ten moments thus far in the season. First is Ohio State and their historic start. When you look at this team on paper, they're not even the most talented team that the Buckeyes have had, but collectively, they've been the best team. They're doing this in the absence of a potential All-American and All-Big Ten player, J.C. Sheldon. Nobody expected this. Taylor Mikesell is one reason why. She has been exceptional. She's playing the point guard position. She's leading her team. She's scoring the basketball at all 3 levels. She's setting the tone on the defensive end. And oh, by the way, she's at the top of everyone's scouting report, and she's still continuing to put up these numbers. Another reason the Buckeyes have been so successful is Cody McMahon. She's increased her scoring average by over 12 points a game in the absence of J.C. Sheldon. This is a team that certainly has hung their hat on their defensive ability, their ability to turn players over. The one question for the Buckeyes, could they fall victim to a trap game? Well, they got knocked in the mouth by the Illini, and what did they do? They had the largest second-half comeback in program history, down 17 in the third quarter against the Illini. They showed resilience. They showed toughness. They showed what they're all about. And this is an Ohio State Buckeye team that has put everyone across the country on notice. The second moment is Indiana winning in Knoxville, something no Big Ten women's basketball team has done before. And they did it in typical Indiana fashion. 5 players in double figures. They shot nearly 62% from the floor in the fourth quarter to stave off a Lady Ball comeback. They used a 21-2 advantage in fast break points, and just what Terry Morin wants, 21 assists on 28 made field goals. They shared the basketball, did it collectively. And Chloe Moore McNeil was impressive with what was at that point a career-high 15 points in the return to her home state. Illinois is another team that has been impressive. They upset their first ranked opponent since 2019, as well as Shauna Green's first coaching win over a top 25 when the Illini beat the Hawkeyes. They had a dominant second quarter, outscoring the Hawkeyes 31-15. Genesis Bryant was spectacular, a then career-high 24 points, 14 of which were in a critical fourth quarter. And Kendall Bostic gave the Illini a boost on the interior, and she's been terrific ever since. The Illini just might be the biggest surprise in the Big Ten. They got their first top 25 ranking in nearly 23 years. They're in the tops of the Big Ten in multiple statistical categories. The Illini have their swag back. Now, people might forget, Illinois used to be one of the best programs in the Big Ten, and Shauna Green certainly has them trending that way again. The Big Ten has been fighting consistently to be a part of the national conversation. It's been known as a slow-paced, grinded-out conference that can't score. Well, that's no longer the case. Coaches in this league have pivoted. They've adapted to style of play. There are 6 teams in the Big Ten that are in the top 25 in the country in scoring offense. Scheduling has been better, and now the Big Ten, quite possibly the deepest conference in the country, is certainly a large part of the national conversation.
Wednesday, stream Women's Hoops live on the Big Ten Plus app as the Badgers host Valpo in a non-conference matchup. Then Thursday, the Lady Lions battle Rutgers. There's no plus like home. Download the Big Ten Plus app and subscribe right now. When we return from State College, Christy and I will recap the first half. 5-point halftime lead for the Lady Lions here at the Bryce Jordan Center. On the Wisconsin side, Christy, Avery LaBarbera has been a key factor for them.
Well, she has been fantastic. The threes have been falling, and they started with LaBarbera knocking in a couple of threes for Wisconsin. They are 4 of 10 from range in that first half. They were getting it early. They were getting it often from the outside, but then the pace picked up. They were able to finish in transition as well. LaBarbera leading the charge in that way. But on the defensive end, Wisconsin gives up the most points in the Big Ten, 74. And this is why. It's the speed of the rotation or lack thereof. You have to move when the ball is in the air, or opponents will make you pay like that. And when I say speed, I'm not talking about foot speed from point A to B. It's your awareness. How quickly can you be aware of when to move so that you can rotate and contest at the proper time?
LaBarbera, the only one in double figures on the Wisconsin side of things. As you see the first half stats, Penn State really creating points off those 14 Badger turnovers. The points in the paint, kind of maybe 2 different styles today favoring Wisconsin.
It has been really good for Wisconsin in that way, but when you're looking at Penn State's ability to knock in their threes,
that's been the key.
You really love to see that, but for Wisconsin, they've got to do a better job of closing out, especially on players like McKenna Marisa.
Women's basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Evening turn tonight here in State College on a wintry Sunday night. 5-point edge for Penn State. Welcome you back inside the Bryce Jordan Center. Christy Winter-Scott, Jason Ross Jr. with you courtside. Christy, what second half adjustments are you looking for in both teams?
Well, when you're talking about paint points, Wisconsin has a 16-8 advantage in there, so I'm looking for more of that from them, but I'm also looking for a containment of that area by Penn State. They played a myriad of defenses against Wisconsin, trying to thwart that ball going inside. Saw a lot of zone, saw a lot of traps on the wings, saw a lot of presses as well from Penn State, but I want to see them try to take that paint away from Wisconsin, who has a size advantage inside.
Carolyn Keeger said she was going to throw a different defense out every few minutes.
Right. And, you know, you have to trust that your team can be on the same page and be on a string with their communication skills to be able to do something like that. So they have their daily meetings, which I love. They call it Pride Time. It stands for passion, respect, integrity, discipline, and energy. I love that. Carolyn Keeger is a ball of energy. I just love being around coaches who have those innovative ideas to try to get their team unified.
A 3 goes down right out of the gates there for LaBarbera. Her third triple pulls the Badgers within 2.
Well, that's just how Wisconsin began the game, with LaBarbera knocking in a couple of threes, as we said there at the halftime break.
Mirror image.
For Penn State, they're going to have to rotate. They're going to be mixing up those zones. They better know where to go and when to move.
Marisa trying to answer. Still looking for her rhythm. Ceramic was calling for it. They tried to get it to her, but the Big Ten's best when it comes to stealing the basketball. Leilani Kapanis read that very well.
Kapanis right there in the gaps. She's just so active. You know, she studied tape of Veronica Burton, who was a 4-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Playing in the WNBA now.
Williamson the steal that time. Kapanis dumps it down low. And Thompson able to finish.
Well, you have to love Kapanis studying defensive players. Coach Keeger said, you know, most times players want to look at offensive skill sets and watch film of that, but she studies Veronica Burton, as she should.
Pospisilova, a quick answer. That's how the Badgers go to break the press in a cleaner fashion. 1-point game. Kapanis, a Madison, Wisconsin native, by the way. So this is a big game for her.
It was so funny. Coach Keeger said that she came to the camp when Keeger was coaching at Marquette, and she said that, hey, she was in 7th grade.
Yep.
And I was like, man, this kid is tough. She said she was exactly like she is now. Just as physical, just as quick, but she was a competitor and had that fire about her when she was 12 years old. And then now, as the tables have turned, they've met again here.
She said, I have to coach her one day. And now she's doing just that.
Yeah. And coaches know. You know, you come into the gym, you know who the leaders are, and you know who the most competitive kids are. It doesn't take that long. You don't have to sit in the gym all day to figure that out. Because you either have it or you don't. And when you do have it, you show it all the time. It's not a one-time thing.
Kapanis also creeping up on 500 career points. That ball stolen away by Chesky. Chesky the opposite way, 2-on-1, leads to 2 points for the Lady Lions. On the finishing end.
That is what Penn State has done so well here this evening. The ability to steal and score. They have 11 steals.
Wisconsin just won't pull away, largely in part because of the three-point line. Another triple, this time from Wilkie, ties it up.
That's keeping them in the game for sure, but what's keeping Penn State right here is those 11 steals and 18 points off of turnovers that they've forced.
Tough jumper, mid-range shot from Taniyah Thompson. Leads to a rebound and a break now for the Badgers. Right from behind, though, look who it is again. Kapanis on the doorstep.
Number 20,
Shark in the water. Somebody's got to let LaBarbara, is that who she hit it from?
Marisa.
Got to let LaBarbara know that someone's coming behind her. Especially if it's Kapanis, because she's coming for the ball.
Communication was emphasized in both shoot-arounds today. Down low, Sarah Williams with a nice first half. Able to get Wisconsin back on top.
That was perfectly executed on the block. Set yourself up above the block so you have a great angle. Just a freshman.
Beautiful cut from Chesky. It led to a nice floater.
Ooh, the float game by Chesky, who is staying on her toes right here defensively, ready to get disruptive on this side. See if they can get some consecutive stops here.
Travels, that'll give them a stop that they'll certainly take.
We'll take a look right here on the inbounds play. Williams posting up nicely, holding her seal, and the perfectly placed pass coming inside. And on the other end, the back cut. Keep your head on a swivel, or that float game will break your heart.
Wide open down low is Pinto. Closed off. Chesky a triple this time. Bit off the mark, but Pinto a nice rebound. Kapanis had it go through her legs, then has to track it down in the backcourt. It's an over and back violation.
Well, 13 assists right now for Penn State. And they have 13 turnovers as well. So they want 20 assists and less than 12 turnovers. That's ideally what Coach Keeger said were the benchmarks.
Drive from Wilkie, nice defense from Brigham. Now the Lady Lions break out. See Pinto's dribbling ability as a forward, able to get it up the floor there.
She can initiate. Did a good job, nice, smart decision by Penn to get the ball back out and reset and use some of this clock for a better look.
Reese's shot around and out.
And that was a good look.
It was.
At least you know what you can get. Get downhill and pull up mid-range.
Kapanis, look at her fighting for the steal, went crashing into the Badgers bench. We'll keep this with Wisconsin. What an effort there.
Well, look at the hustle, the deflection by Kapanis, and then the tumble on the bench, and then a little Allen Iverson-esque, dare I say, step over?
Throwback
on Ty Lue?
2001.
Oh, that's when that was? I don't know. I just remember basketball stuff. I don't remember when. You're here for that.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals 2001 as the jumper goes down for Pospisilova. 2-point edge for Wisconsin now. Chesky had 17 points in her last game. She's been really good of late. Kapanis working, found some space, closed off quickly.
Good job by Wisconsin to close that paint with their size.
Kapanis will go to the line when we come back. A chance to potentially tie the game up. Shade under 5 to go in this third quarter. Later tonight, Rick Pizzo, Mike DeCourcy, and Rayfield Davis discuss the major stories in college hoops, Big Ten basketball and beyond, tonight at 9 Eastern on Big Ten Network. That'll be fun. We've got some fun hoops for you this evening. Wisconsin up 2. It's been kind of a roller coaster ride. The three-point shot has really been a pivotal part of their offense when they haven't turned it over.
Absolutely. When you're looking at what Wisconsin has been able to do from 3, they're 7 of 13 right now, 54% from range. Penn State on the other end, 6 of 16 for 38%, which isn't bad as a team, but wow, Wisconsin is really knocking it in from the outside, which is quite a surprise because I thought their advantage, like you were saying, and you were saying, and Coach Mosby was saying, that they had the advantage on the interior. But if Penn State's going to pack it in, you got to be able to score somehow. And they've been knocking in their triples today.
One of the bright spots for Wisconsin in that loss to Maryland was going 10 of 24 from the three-point range.
Well, Wisconsin knocked in 10 threes last year when they beat Penn State. So maybe there's a trend to that. Just matchups or philosophies and what Penn State is willing to give up.
Wisconsin's won 3 of the last 4 in this series. That word tapped out by Stapleton, but right into the hands of Chesky.
Chesky got under that ball for a quick second, in which she carried it. Got away with it because it was quick. There's a horn set here by Penn State with the 2 posts at the elbow line extended, 2 guards in the corners.
Marisa bounces it down low to Williamson, who couldn't finish. There have been a slew of those on both sides. Some easy potential opportunities that both teams would love to have back.
Boy, but you see what you can get. I mean, it was very well executed except for the shot going down. Great spacing.
Marisa the steal. Up ahead, Pintu fouled from behind.
I mean, I think if you're Penn State, you have to like the opportunities that you're getting, especially in the painted area. We were talking about the advantage that Wisconsin had at halftime, 16-8, and now it's 18-12. So you see Penn State being more deliberate, getting touches down in there, but they just have to pay it off and put the ball in the basket. They have great actions to get it.
You're right. That kind of mirrors what Coach Keeger told us at shoot-around. Doing some of the right things, but converting off it is what will be the next step. Taniyah Pintu, native of Mozambique, a senior, transferred from Oregon. Was at a junior college prior to that, won a junior college national champion.
There's that pressure again, and now Wisconsin relieves it, getting the ball in the middle.
Down low, Williams able to finish. Got the roll.
A little stagnant at the beginning of their presso, but once you get the ball in the middle, that's the soft spot. And then you can operate out of that. see, here's that horn set again. See if they go for that pick and roll action. And the ISO, no, they're going for a stagger on the weak side for McKenna Marisa.
Marisa just 2 of 11 from the field today. She'll earn a couple of free throws. Blocking foul called on Shremick.
Fouls on 3, Brooke Shremick.
Coach Mosby was saying we have to break this press, and this is how you do it. Get the ball to the middle and make the extra pass to the weak side and force Penn State to rotate quickly. They couldn't get there to contest that one.
Boy, that was some snappy passing.
Have to.
Yeah.
Well, people, you know, when you try to dribble through a press, that's when you get in trouble, because now you're playing into the hands of the defense who can now force you to where they want you to go. The passes, you force the defense where to shift and move. So you have to dictate. When you're on offense, you have to dictate to the defense what you want them to do, not vice versa.
Kapanis typically dictates defensively. That's what she's doing right now. Another deflection, another steal.
Dribbling through. Can't do that. Pass the ball up.
I should have been listening to you before that sequence.
You know, I was about to move the mic and cut my hand and let them know, but now I stopped coaching this year, so I'm going to sit over here.
You an amplified microphone.
I'm just going to look at it.
Thing is capitalizing right now, though. No field goals over the last 4 minutes for Penn State. Marisa trying to change that. Nice pass. And more free throws ahead for Williamson.
Nice pass inside, like you said, Jason. And
Fouls on number 5.
that's what Penn State needs to do.
Her second. Team 4.
Make that extra pass.
Number 24,
Move their defense. And Coach Keeger said, hey, they may have size on us,
2 shots.
but they're going to have to match us when we go small.
If you're a fan of Big Ten Women's Hoops, there's an Instagram account dedicated to you at B1GWBB. Follow for the best highlights, videos, and images from the court straight to your feed. Join the community now at B1GWBB on Instagram right now.
Or on Jason's Instagram.
Sure, well, we went live.
We did go live. It was
Got
fun.
everyone amped up for this matchup.
It was awesome.
Avery LaBarbera, the transfer from Holy Cross, has been the steady force for this youthful Wisconsin team this evening. Defended very tightly by Chesky. Kicks it out. Aspicialova, one more feed. Shot clock winding down. That's a tough cross-court feed. Excellent defensive possession from Penn State.
And now Coach Mosby said, what are we doing? Get the ball to the second side and attack it. You know, you could feel that shot clock going down, and then you could see Wisconsin speeding up.
Yeah, you could read the lips there. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Into was sealed off. Now Kapanis found some space. Bit strong on the three. You mentioned earlier, it's worked a little better in this half when Penn State has been able to work it inside and find those sets with the screen and roll game.
Absolutely, and Kapanis is not shooting the ball particularly well. He's 1 of 6 from the floor so far, and 1 of 3 from 3.
And Marisa just 2 of 11, so Wisconsin doing a nice job on the Lady Lion Stars. LaBarbera continues to feel it from 3. She gives Wisconsin the lead.
She held that love and basketball gooseneck for emphasis. She is knocking down her triples. 4 of 6 now for LaBarbera.
That's when you know you're feeling it, when you hold the gooseneck.
I got her subbed out in that one game in the movie, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We needed a love and basketball reference at some point.
Had to do it.
Inside of the final minute of this entertaining third quarter. Into double clutching. A rebound to Lusinger. Former walk-on, launched ahead, 2-on-1, and an easy capitalization for Sarah Williams.
Nice play there, baiting the defense to commit to the basketball and then dumping it off to Williams for the strong finish in there.
Penn State, 1 of their last 7 from the field. Wisconsin's hit their last 3, and it's given them a 3-point edge. Chesky eyeballing the shot clock with it dwindling down. Chesky will drive, couldn't finish, the putback, no good.
Wisconsin 50, Penn State 47.
LaBarbera has been getting the job done pushing tempo for Wisconsin and knocking down triples. 4 of 6 in the gooseneck for emphasis on that one. And then now she's the initiator, giving up the ball. Pospisilova over to Williams for a deuce. Wisconsin up 3.
Three-point edge for Wisconsin beginning this fourth quarter. We go back to Big Ten Media Days when the Badger players gave their thoughts on their head coach, Marissa Mosley.
Playing for Coach Mo is so fun. I mean, she has so much energy on and off the court, so every day practice, you just know you're going to have so much fun, but then she also knows how to push you to be your best every day.
The minute you step into the gym, you know it's game time, you know you were ready to go, but she'll crack jokes on the sideline. If someone airballs, she's going to be the first one to say, "Hey, Avery, the ball's supposed to go in the basket."
This feels like an important game for both teams. On the Wisconsin side, kind of an advantageous patch to their schedule at the moment with a rescheduled game against Valpo coming up, and then a very young Northwestern team after that.
Absolutely, and Northwestern really played tough today against Illinois, only lost by 3 points. That game was back and forth all afternoon.
Rivalry matchup. Never know what could happen.
Absolutely. How about Illinois this year?
Oh my gosh.
Turning the tables.
Incredible historic start for the Fighting Illini under their first-year head coach, Shauna Green, who's been fantastic when it comes to clearly shifting the culture of that program back to where it once was.
And the gritty was...
Oh yeah, the gritty after the Iowa win.
The rock and the baby. It was, yeah, that was fun.
Marissa, pull up, book it. Felt like she needed that to get rolling.
Yeah, sometimes that's all she needs. Just to see the ball go through the hoop one time, and then an avalanche of offensive opportunities seem to come easily to her.
She gets the lead down to 1, and now her Lady Lions team has a chance to potentially take the lead. Marissa with 13, kind of a quiet 13 points today. Looking for a call there, didn't get it.
And she got stuck underneath, tried to make something out of nothing.
The opposite way, another Badger 3 goes down. This one from Maddie Wilkie.
And now 9 of 16, Jason, from 3. 56% for Wisconsin from range.
That's Wilkie's forte. She's a three-point shooter. Red freshman with a bright future. The opposite way, quick answer from Penn State, and it's a 2-point game once again. Get a foul called off the ball here.
Like Kapanis and LaBarbera got tangled up on the switch.
It's the third on Kapanis. See if they keep her in here. They do. Pinto checks in for Williamson. You'd have to imagine Kapanis will be guarding either Pospisilova, is Pospisilova right on cue, gets an easy bucket, or LaBarbera down the stretch here.
Just lack of awareness right there by Penn State underneath. Pospisilova is wide open. I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication or who was matched up.
Marissa, tough drive, blocked from behind, getting it done on both ends today is Pospisilova.
Nice read defensively. Pospisilova right there. You think you've gotten her beaten, but she clears that out of bounds.
Pospisilova, player who takes a lot of pride in leaving a legacy on this program. She wants to help it build towards becoming a consistent winner. What a shot there, going up and in for Kapanis.
Kapanis is just so tough. And now here comes Penn State again. And Marissa with the deflection and steal.
They forced the 22nd Wisconsin turnover of the evening. 3 could give them the lead and a chance to tie as well.
Penn State has 22 points off of turnovers and 22 turnovers for Wisconsin.
There's the 3 to give them the lead. Taniyah Thompson. This back and forth affair continues to roll on.
Penn State trying to take over here at home. Kapanis gets downhill, a little spin cycle and a smooch off the glass. And then here's Thompson cranking in a triple for the home team.
One-point edge for Penn State after a 7th lead change of the evening. Tonight's 6th woman of the game is brought to you by Disney Parks. Taniyah Thompson fitting the bill today. She just knocked down that last three, up to 15 points now.
Well, she has just been solid. It's the 2 steals for me, though. She's been flying around on the defensive end, and that's what you want. If you're coming in off the bench or starting, you want to impact the game on both sides, and she's done that.
Penn State continues to press. They back off a bit here. LaBarbera has been key when it comes to breaking it when her and Pospisil are on the floor together. That's helped out a lot. 2-woman game there nearly led to the 23rd turnover for Wisconsin.
But I like that action, the give and go. It's tough to guard, especially when you're trying to put pressure on the rotation from the weak side. And they would have had that if they connected that pass. It would have put a lot of pressure on that weak side rotation.
Barbara and Marisa matched up, fun matchup. Thompson gets the switch, and that will be a turnover for the Badgers. Just good, steady defense there from Penn State.
You see, LaBarbera was trying to go for the lob, but the angles weren't matched. Got to match those angles and then work that lob opportunity inside to Williams.
Keeger told us earlier today her team spends 14 minutes and 24 seconds every day just working on things outside of basketball, because that's 1% of your day. We'll see who can be the 1% better down the final stretch here.
Yeah, I had to write that down.
Right. I'm going to start doing that.
14 minutes and 24 seconds.
Well, one of the players who's been 1% better than just about everyone today is Taniyah Thompson. Another 3 for her. She's up to 18 points.
And the bench had their goggles on that one, showing that triple try going down once again for Penn State.
Just a back and forth game. Now Penn State on an 8-0 run, and the Badgers with the chance to stem the tide here at the free throw line.
Her second, team second.
But when you have great spacing, McKenna Marisa draws 2 defenders to her. And then Thompson nails it. Look at the bench. Goggles on, honey. Look, it's the best. You could cheer on your teammates like that, or be cheered on by your teammates. That's that unification piece that Carolyn Keeger has brought to this program.
You told me earlier today it might come down to who can be cleaner. Obviously, Wisconsin has a lot of turnovers today, but you reset down the final 6 minutes here. There's 2 points separating these teams. It could very well come down to who can protect the basketball.
Absolutely. Let's see, Wisconsin in a zone here. Matchup.
Thompson with space. She's feeling it right now. Carolyn Keeger told us she had an excellent practice yesterday, and that's translating over to the game.
She's having an excellent game, and that's why they do players of practice, right? Player of the day for practice. That's why they have that. And she was the practice player of the day yesterday. You practice how you play, and that's not just something that you say. It's not just a quote.
She's been as efficient as you can get. 20 points in 24 minutes. LaBarbera not going anywhere, though. The quick answer for Wisconsin there. She's up to 18 points. Thompson weaving and finishing once again.
Just get it to Thompson and get out of the way. At this point, I mean, she is playing with a ton of confidence. It's just oozing from her on every single possession. 3 consecutive for her that she scored on.
Insoo had the rebound taken out of her hands, led to a tie-up. Possession arrow is staying here.
Time out of the floor with the score. Penn State 63.
It's TNT. Taniyah Thompson for Penn State has come alive to give the Nittany Lions some separation from the outside. And then this time, little Hezzy dropping it in on the inside, too.
Coming up next, Michigan faces Michigan State in a rivalry. Top 15 women's gymnastics meet only on Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Welcome you back to State College on this Sunday evening. Just under 5 to go, and what's been a good one. Taniyah Thompson with 22 points to lead the way right now for Penn State.
And Jason, she's done it in a myriad of ways. 8 of 11 shooting from the floor, 4 of 5 from 3. She's made both of her free throws, and in 25 minutes of play has knocked home 22 points. She has been the difference maker for Penn State here at home and created this separation, albeit only a 2-possession separation right now.
She and Avery LaBarbera have gone head-to-head. Season high there for Taniyah Thompson. LaBarbera amongst a youthful Wisconsin lineup has been a steady veteran force. Pospieshilova's 3, nice inbounds play. Got the shot they wanted. A second chance opportunity is what does it for Brooke Ceramic.
Well, Wisconsin has done a tremendous job on their inbounds plays underneath. They've scored at least 12 points off of those throughout this game. And it's all about execution and setting and using good screens.
Marissa Mosley, head coach for Wisconsin. She won 5 national titles as an assistant coach at UConn. And she knows what it takes to win and knows what the word execution means.
Absolutely.
Her team trying to do that down the stretch. Chesky, nice kick. Extra feed. Ultimately leads to Pinsu taking the 3. Chesky skied high for the board, couldn't haul it in. Williams, the freshman, pretty move in the post.
And just like that, it's tied up again. Oh, and just a total miscommunication by Chesky. And Kapanis just sailed on by. Here's the last bucket by Wisconsin. Nice bounce pass. You see, Jason, it was a bounce pass in to Williams. That's why she was able to hold her position and keep contact on the seal for the strong finish.
Wisconsin gave it right back. Communication is going to be key here. Can't have errors in that category. Open 3. Thompson's been killing it all game long. Gives Penn State the lead back.
How about that? Goggles and arrows for her teammates over on the bench. Thompson has been tearing it up.
You're loving the goggles and arrows.
I love it, because that would be me.
No foul called there, but Williams couldn't finish. A foul after the shot called.
And for the record, I didn't specify what would be me, right? The shooter or the bench. But anyway, here's Thompson right here. Look at the flick of the wrist, and look at the bench. Loving it. Send it up the triples and the arrows. Pull it out. Pluck it. Yeah.
That would be me.
That would
be the shooter.
Okay.
I'd be celebrating.
I'll take it, because that shot was clean.
Another inbounds play successfully executed by Wisconsin. Pulls them right back within 1. Instead of the final 3 minutes.
Looking for that flare screen action, trying to get McKenna Marisa open, but it's been all about Thompson.
Give her 27 points.
Oh my. In 27 minutes of play. 10 of 13, 5 of 6 from 3.
Wisconsin's won 3 of the last 4 in this series. Penn State leads it all time, 33-17. 3 in the corner. Wilkie couldn't convert. Second chance opportunity for the Badgers. Going to the free throw line will be Pospieshilova.
Well, can we talk about the excellent read out of the double team by the freshman inside, Sarah Williams? She went to make that move to the middle, and up the line came the rotational defense to build a wall around her, and she kicked it to the corner. The shot didn't go in, but they got the ball up to the rim for a second chance opportunity. Well, here's Sarah Williams right here. She's going to try to come middle. Oh, nowhere to go. But there's my teammate for a wide open, clean look. And that's a proper pass to make. So many players don't make that pass, and it burns me up. They'll try to take that shot under duress
Number 10,
and make it a tough look rather than a clean look. And a wide open 3 is a higher percentage shot than a clogged up 2 in the lane. You say what you want, especially how Wisconsin's shooting it today. And I'm going with 47% opportunities from the outside, 9 of 19. I'm fine with her kicking that out.
18 combined threes between the two teams. Thompson is calling for it. She's got 27 points and 5 triples of her own.
They need to find her. Her hand is red hot for sure.
Marisa found a runway to the rim. Great finish from their leading scorer on the season.
It was all about spacing because with Thompson being as hot as she is, that help defense couldn't come over and help.
Both teams looking to get back on track, coming off losses. And in the tight moments of this game, it got tight down low, led to a turnover. Kapanis 2-on-1 with Pinto, and Pinto couldn't quite finish, but she's going to the free throw line.
Williams on that last play for Wisconsin was trying to make that same kind of read, but wasn't on balance to make that pass. Look right here, she's extending her back, had the ball up over the Statue of Liberty position is one of the worst you could be in, especially in traffic. And almost an N1 on the other side for Pinto.
Pinto just a 66% free throw shooter. Carolyn Keeger patrolling the sidelines. Her group with 9 home wins this season, 0-5 on the road. The familiar territory has been much more kind, but 0 for 2 at the free throw line.
You can hear Carolyn Keeger screaming, get back and cover the paint, because here comes Pospisilova.
Wilkie 3, strong. Second chance for the Badgers. That's up and in. Excellent play for Shremick.
Staying right with it. Shremick, right place, right time.
A runway this time for Kapanis, and she stretches the lead right back up to 3. Still a one-possession game.
1 minute to go in regulation.
Wisconsin, remember, they've been red hot from 3 in this game. A timeout called. Marissa Mosley says, let's settle it down and talk it over in the half court.
Mosley needed that one because they almost gave that ball right back to Penn State. But look at Kapanis coming right into your living room, finishing in transition for Penn State with little to no resistance in the full court by Wisconsin.
What's been key for Wisconsin scoring so far in this game have been the inbounds plays. You wonder what they're drawing up here.
Well, they have executed very well, so I'm sure whatever is going on that whiteboard will be done and executed well here down in crunch time. This is clutch situations, but throughout the game, these are all clutch situations, and they wouldn't be right here, right now, 3 points away from Penn State. But you've got to set and use good screens. You have to set your teammates up with good passes so they're able to finish. That's at least 12 points that we just saw right there from inbounds plays underneath alone.
Both coaches told us earlier today, we have to learn how to finish, we have to learn how to win. And this is a moment we were trying to do exactly that. Pospisilova, the 3 around and out. The Wisconsin bench wanted that one.
Very well-designed play. They ran an Iverson action, which is the guards wheeling around and clearing out to the opposite side, and then a little bump screen set up at the top. Pospisilova is going to come up. There's that bump screen right there at the elbow by Williams, and oh, it just popped right off of the rim. See, here she comes. She's going to circle around, and Williams is going to pin down right there, right at the elbow on Kapanis, which is a great look. I mean, they executed perfectly as we said they would, right? It goes from the whiteboard to the court seamlessly for Wisconsin. The shot just didn't fall.
Pospisilova had knocked down a couple of threes earlier. That was, again, just a beautifully executed play out of the timeout. Shot just didn't fall. Now, defensively here, you can still play this straight up.
Great.
15 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. They nearly get the steal, and then a quick foul. I believe they got Shremick. nearly intercepted that inbounds pass.
Her fourth. Team second. Number 10, Taniyah Thompson in the game for Penn State.
Penn State with 4 fouls. Wisconsin with 2.
Number 24, Natalie Bleisinger in for the Badgers.
Get a timeout called this time by the Penn State sideline. We mentioned the upcoming schedules on the Penn State side of things. Both teams, it kind of feels like this is a crucial point in the schedule. Rutgers coming up. That's, again, a young Rutgers team, but they play hard. You got Maryland after that, Northwestern and Iowa.
I mean, those are obviously, when you're in the Big Ten, you're going to have battles night in and night out. I don't care if the teams are ranked or not. You better bring your A game, your A+ game for that matter, because you've got to be able to battle. And it's not just about, your seedings for the upcoming tournament in March, which I'm thoroughly excited about, by the way, in Minneapolis. But I digress. When you have these teams in front of you, the challenge that they present, they bring the best out of you.
Both teams would love to get on a roll before March. Another foul this time called on Taniyah Thompson.
Fouls on number 15 is Taniyah Thompson, her third. Team third.
I think I hear some of McKenna Marisa's students saying for her to shoot it.
Yeah.
They're sitting right behind us, and it's the cutest. They're first graders.
She's got 15 big points. Chesky, so calm in the clutch moments. Ran into a double. They carry down low. Penn too wide open. And they get the finish they wanted to make it a 2-possession game.
From McKenna Marisa.
How about that pass by McKenna Marisa? We talk about her scoring prowess, but wow, what a play she made. Shot clock was going down under 10 seconds. What a dime. Right into the restricted area for the easy deuce by Pinto. The defense is very connected with McKenna Marisa. And she points to her and says, hey, good pass. Hey, girl, I got you. She said, I got you too. I love it. Teamwork at its best. That's what it's all about.
Yep, 15 seconds to go now in this fourth quarter. As you see the totals by quarter, Penn State starting to flip the script on that third quarter that favored the Badgers. They've made 5 of their last 5 from the field, have the Lady Lions.
Well, Penn State has been so tough here down the stretch. And Thompson has had a career night with her 27 points and 29 minutes of play. But now they have to stay solid on the defensive end. It's all about one stop, clearly. With 13 seconds left, no fouls, no threes. That's one of my most favorite things to say. No fouls, no threes. That's when you know it's up to the players to stay disciplined at this point of the game.
That'll be the key, discipline down the stretch. Just 15 ticks left on the fourth quarter clock. Wisconsin with 9 threes today. Could they find a 10th? They were looking for Wilkie in the corner. Marisa thinks it went off Wilkie. Instead, it'll stick with the Badgers.
And McKenna Marisa got a piece of it. Sending it out of bounds. Another timeout here. Reorganize.
A bit of a chess match right now.
Previous play is under review.
Our officiating crew, Felicia Grinter, Maggie Tiemann, and Kelsey Reynolds taking a peek. Here it is.
I think that was clearly off McKenna Marisa. Marisa's trying to sell it and say, hey, I hit it off her. Let me see this angle. I didn't see the ball change trajectory.
Yeah, that's the key there. He could have only, if it did go off, it would be a hand of Wilkie, but didn't see the ball change trajectory.
Right.
Will be a Wisconsin inbounds. They've been so excellent with these inbounds plays. Aspicialova hoist. That's a tough shot. May have been partially deflected. 4 seconds left for Marisa. She's fouled. and she can effectively ice it here.
Her second team board.
Get a timeout call.
Timeout on the floor with the score. Penn State 74, Wisconsin 69.
Take a look at that last shot by Pospisilova. See if she got tagged. Oh, a little on the way up on the forearm. It was probably can't see it on this side. Well, no, you can see it probably a little bit better on that side. There was some contact. See it from the front. Yeah, she got a piece of that wrist. One more time. What did you see?
It's close.
It looked like she broke the principle of verticality, and then on the way up, it may have been contact on that right arm, but it's not anything that they're reviewing. Because the call on the floor was no call.
Number 4, Shea Chesky.
Both teams shooting the lights out in the fourth quarter. Look at Penn State, 12 of 15. Wisconsin, 50%. Hey, we were talking about finishing strong. Need a strong start and a stronger finish. Right now, it's in Penn State's favor in that regard.
Marisa trying to dribble it out. She'll do just that. Home win number 10 on the season for the Lady Lions. They get to 12-8 overall, third conference win of the year for Carolyn Keeger's crew, and they bounce back, snapping a 3-game losing streak in the process.
Well, Carolyn Keeger said, we're chomping at the bit to get back in the win column. She said, we're trying to teach this team how to win. And boy, did she today get the best out of her squad. How about Taniyah Thompson just coming to play? I mean, she got practice player of the day yesterday, and I don't have any doubt that she has also earned player of the game for her efforts this evening.
Lived up to practice player of the day by earning, like you said, likely the player of the game award for her within the team. 27 points on the day in 29 minutes for Taniyah Thompson.
They're having a good time, and they're fanning her.
Pull her off.
That's right. So good. That's what it's all about, right? The unification and the selflessness in this moment. When your teammate has success, the team has success. It's not just about one person or two. It's about the whole squad.
Time for the alma mater. Five-point win for Penn State this afternoon. Don't go anywhere. We'll have an interview with the woman of the night, Taniyah Thompson, who had 27 points when we come back. 5-point win for Penn State. Let's go to the sideline where Christy's standing by with Coach Keeger.
Coach, what a fantastic win for your team. You said you needed this one. You felt it in the system yesterday with your practice. How did that practice carry over to today's game?
Well, Taniyah Thompson, she had an amazing practice yesterday, was our practice player of the day, comes out, performs. Our point guards had 15 assists. Just total team win, but super proud of this one right here. She's been battling, she's been sticking with it, she's been faithful, she's stuck to the process, and I just can't say enough about her.
What does this win do to continue to lift your team in terms of that confidence and that work ethic that Taniyah showed today?
That when we share the ball, we're really hard to guard. You know, second half, I thought we moved the ball, it didn't stick. She got going, we found the hot hand, and it was unselfish basketball.
What about the defensive end? Wisconsin had some size in there, but you said they had to match you too when you went small.
I mean, we forced 25 turnovers, and I think we did a much better job tonight converting off those turnovers, and just had a lot of energy and a lot of juice on the defensive end.
I knew you were going to say juice. If you didn't, I was about to say it. If you're juiceless, you're useless. Right?
Hey, if you're juiceful, you're useful.
That's right. Thank you, Coach. We're going to stay with you, Taniyah. Taniyah, what got into you down the stretch in this game? You came alive for your team. What was that switch that flipped for you?
I mean, honestly, it started at practice. Practice this week, I've been really working hard, and my teammates been having my back through the ups and downs, so they depended on me, and I just came through in the end.
When you said your teammates had your back, what does that mean for you to have that trust in them, and how does that fuel you to play the way that you did?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, like I said, all week we've been working on just playing together, being together. Like our huddle in, we really take that seriously. So for them to have my back, and I know that I got their backs, and we just stuck with it.
Well, everybody had each other's back defensively with the 25 turnovers that you forced. How important is it to be that disruptive when you don't possess a lot of size as a team?
Right, it's very important. Coach Terry, she emphasizes just staying on the ball, having wide hands, and just being active. So we've been harping in on that at practice, and then we was able to translate it over today in the game.
Well, keep on keeping on. That was a fantastic display by you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christy. Thanks, Taniyah. An excellent win for the Nittany Lions. Taniyah Thompson put up 27 points, 10 of 13 from the field. She was sensational. Penn State knocked down 9 threes as a team today. 5 of those came from Thompson. Really heated up in the second half and was about as efficient as you could get. 27 points in 29 minutes total. And her supporting cast really showed up as well throughout the stat line. Awesome matchup. She went head-to-head with Avery LaBarbera, the veteran on that Wisconsin side, grad transfer from Holy Cross, who really kept the Badgers in it all evening into the night, despite the turnovers from Wisconsin, which ultimately may have made the difference in what turned out to be a 5-point game here to separate the Nittany Lions and the Badgers. It was a fun one. Christy, will you join us back here after an awesome interview with Taniyah? You can just feel the energy of this Lady Lion group, and it really came from the grad transfer today.
Oh, I love it. I love the new quote, if you're juiceful, you're useful. I love it. I was the juiceless, useless one. That's good too. But, I love the energy that Penn State played with today. And if there is an example of what you do in practice carrying over to the game, you saw a fine example of that with Taniyah Thompson today, and just how she said her teammates trusted her and she had their back like they had hers. And that's what teamwork is all about, and that's what winning is all about here at Penn State.
Practice carried over to the game for the Lady Lions. They come out on top 74-69. Coming up next, it's women's gymnastics as Michigan faces Michigan State in a top 25 matchup. For Christy Winter-Scott and our entire crew, you guys did a fantastic job as always. I'm Jason Ross Jr. Thanks for watching, and good night from Happy Valley.
Welcome to the Jennison Fieldhouse in East Lansing, Michigan, home to last year's Cinderella story, the number 14 team in the country, the Michigan State Spartans, who welcome in the perennial power that is your reigning Big Ten champions, and number 3 in the country, the Michigan Wolverines. How good is the Big Ten in women's gymnastics? Pretty darn good. 5 teams in the top 20, all 10 teams in the top 35. And good evening, everyone. Dean Linke, always great to be with the 4-time team champion from Michigan and 6-time All-American Olivia Karras. And Olivia, what a great way to start the season.
Such an exciting competition, Dean. We have Michigan State, who were spectacular last year, breaking records left and right. And Michigan has always been top-notch. But the last few years, it's been pretty special.
And just how good have the Michigan all-arounders been?
They've been spectacular, and Abby High School, the super senior, has been an integral part of their success. She's back, she's taking her COVID 5th year of eligibility, and she has hit the ground running and doesn't look like she's slowing down anytime soon. Gabby Wilson is knockout on floor, but keep your eyes peeled for her on the other 3 events. She's really been honing in on those landings, particularly on vault, and she's been very specific on bar routines, saying that she's going to make some noise there. Sierra Brooks has always been a standout for the Wolverines. She started the season with a slight hiccup on balance beam, but since then, her calm, cool, and collective composure has kept her rolling, and it's not slowing down.
Michigan State pretty saucy too.
And their underclassmen are a huge reason for that. Nikki Smith, she's a freshman, and she has taken the NCAA by storm. Her floor routine has already been posted on ESPN, going viral, and I think she's going to be a massive contributor for the Spartans. Skyla Schulte, you heard that name a lot last year, and you're going to continue hearing it. She is the first Spartan to ever gain All-American honors on balance beam, and she has been rocking and rolling in her sophomore year as an all-arounder. And Gabby Stevens, she's always been very good, but a little underrated for the Spartans. I'm here to tell you, keep your eyes peeled for her. She has had glue on her feet on these vaults so far in 2023, but the other 3 events are rock solid. Keep your eyes peeled. She's looking really good.
Wolverines, led by the legend that is Bev Plotke in her 34th season, won the Natty in 2021, 25 Big Ten titles, 7 Big Ten regular season crowns, 847 victories and counting for Bev Plotke. And your reigning Big Ten Coach of the Year, Mike Rowe. What a job he's done returning to his alma mater, really put Michigan State back on the map last year.
Mike Rowe has always been one of my favorite coaches. He has such a positive attitude, and watching how he's taken this program from having not their best showing in the past couple years, last year was a massive turning point. He said they are feeding off of that energy this season.
Michigan State will start on the vault where they're 7th in the country. Michigan will start on the bars where they're 2nd in the country.
Michigan State has looked great on vault, and I'm excited about this vault rotation with Bailey.
Bailey Garcia, career high 9.9.
Bailey leads off with a full twisting Yurchenko. Really tried her hardest to get that stick there. You saw that she took a step backwards and didn't bring her foot back to close the heels and show control. So a little lack of control, but very nice in the air. Flared it out, went to do the salute and had to step backwards. Saw her shoulders go back a little bit, but that's a nice way to lead off for the Spartans.
Yeah, really as close to sticking it as you can be without sticking it with that last step right there.
It was close, that's for sure. And I can tell that they're honing in on their landings exactly as Mike Rowe told us.
Abby High School, career high 9.95 last year at the regional finals, season high 9.9.
Abby opens up with a gorgeous straddle Jaeger. Such a dynamic pack salto down to the low bar. Hit handstand on the high bar. Keep your eyes out for those handstands. And she needs a stick here. Wow! I am always in awe by her that she's the leadoff, since that is a amazing routine. But check this out, finishes that blind full right on top of the bar and knows where she is. I love an Abbey High School salute with those ones up in the air. It's my favorite.
She's a three-time Big Ten champion, and now she really did steal the show last year with her enthusiasm. It was contagious. We're talking about Skylar Schulte.
She is such a magnetic personality. You just want to match her energy whenever Skylar Schulte competes, and I'm excited about her sophomore year. She's definitely getting into the groove as now she's not a freshman. Now she knows what's happening. She can bring the youngsters along.
Last year's Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Skylar Schulte from the state of Illinois, representing the green and white.
Skylar also does a full twisting Yurchenko. Yeah, there you go. That's a stuck landing. I saw her drill one of those in warm-up, and lately, the last couple weeks, she's only gotten about a 9.75 since she's had a major bounce back, but check that out. Knows exactly where she is, and Mike Rowe loves it.
Skylar knows how to find the camera as well. As we move back to Nicoletta Kulos, career high 9.925 last year at the Big Fives. Season high 9.9, coming off a 9.85.
Nicoletta is so important to this Wolverines team. She's a senior. She's a specialist competing on 3 events. And bars, she has such an elegant style on uneven bars. Short there on that first cast. She needs to be a bit more patient. Brings it back very well on her straddle Jaeger. There we go. That's a hit handstand. Nice bail to handstand transition. So far looking good.
Last year, the Michigan Specialist Award.
Short on that final cast, but nice job finding that stuck landing on the double layout dismount. There definitely were a few errors there in that routine, some short handstands. She looked a little bit rushed, but she made it through. Exclamation point with the stuck landing. That's a great routine.
A senior from Long Beach, California, as we go right back to the vault for Michigan State, and a little hop right there.
Olivia Zarmani, a freshman, already doing such great things for the Spartans. Looked like she couldn't quite slow down all of the momentum she had there. Had to have a couple of small hops, which unfortunately do add up and will be deducted. But lovely block off the table. Notice that 8-incher mat, a little higher than some of the other mats we've seen so far.
Great crowd, great energy here for Michigan State and Michigan. There's a lot of Wolverine fans here as well. We know that both the Michigan State men's and women's soccer teams are represented at this event as well. As we move to Naomi Morrison, the junior from Chandler, Arizona, second team All-America a year ago. She has posted a 9.9 or better 26 times in her career.
Naomi has a beautiful opening release move here. It's called a Ginger release. So gorgeous. Little bit of leg separation there on the catch. Great job transitioning to the low bar. She has such a graceful and effortless swing on uneven bars. Just the dismount. It's a double layout. Hop forward there. That will be a deduction. The judges are looking for the landings to have no movement, but check out the height on that Ginger release move. Beautiful job. And then she let go a tad bit early, which led to the hop, and also a hop forward, which we call an under rotation, which on top of the hop will be a deduction. So not a perfect routine, but an important one to keep the momentum rolling.
The coach's dream, Morrison, winning the coach's award. You know what that means to Bev Flocky.
She is an extremely coachable athlete. She wants to hear corrections. She wants to get better, and that's someone you want on your roster.
Sage Kellerman, a freshman from Croswell, Michigan, scored a 9.9 on vault.